Hello, ladies, gents, and bare-faced hypocrites wearing black. We return to the daily challenge of Spelunky. It is February 2nd, 2018. I always still have to think about it. every time I want to say 2017, but no, that is the past. There's a new year with new and exciting possibilities. I am still determined to ghost everything in my path and make tons and tons and tons of money out of the experience. I don't endorse getting hit by this random freaking spider. I don't appreciate you. I do appreciate Drew going down there and getting arrowed in the freaking groin instead of me getting arrowed in the groin. I am cool with that exchange because it means that I don't get hurt and I get to watch somebody. That's a lot of gems down there. That is pretty damn stupid, the amount of gems at the bottom. Somehow Drew has survived reaching the bottom here. The problem that I have is not really an easy way to reach all those gems, huh? There's really no entrance. That is totally worth the bomb. That's freaking $25,000. Give me bombs, so my decision can be made easier. You're not giving me bombs, you're giving me a parachute. And while I appreciate the subtle hint that I should jump off a freaking airplane, that is no help to my present situation. So do I feel lucky? Like a punk? Here's the thing, I would spend a bomb here, and I will be able to ghost at the very least, half of that. But then I am one bomb down. Decisions are very hard. I cannot handle this. So much money to be made. But it's really not trivial to ghost it, is it? Like the ruby down here, kind of hard to ghost. We're gonna do it. I was concerned for a moment there that powder keg would explode entirely in my face. So I'm very happy it didn't go down that way. It was not a double pickup. I am very disappointed in my shortcomings. But we're going to get the 3 emeralds ghosted. Then the sapphire should be easy enough. And then the ruby is questionable because I will have to do some funky stuff at the exit. So probably the ruby will not get ghosted. But 1 bomb for 4 diamonds. Totally a good investment. I'm just going to put myself in the hands of RNGesus. And I'm going to assume there's going to be bombs in our first completely free item giveaway that we encounter, otherwise known as a perfectly robbable shopkeeper emporium. Item giveaway, I think they should totally rename their stores as item giveaways because that's pretty much what they are. The only obstacle is a simple and fast murder, and that is something that historically has never stopped me from acquiring what I want. Okay, there you go. And now we leave. Yes, I am pleased with this 1-1. It was very profitable. Not so much in the item department. I am pretty disappointed about that, but we got a second parachute. That always helps a lot. Cannot have enough parachutes clogging my backpack. I am very, very pleased with that. Yes. Here's a man. He does not sell anything all that helpful. I could have totally done this with a machete. It would have been at least 20 times more entertaining to cut him up with this machete, like so. Yes. I don't know if you get it, so let me do a few more seconds. I think 10 more seconds will really exemplify this. This is how it would have gone, and then he would have died from the action of smacking him and cutting him up with a machete, like this. Just like this. Just like that. Anyway, let's get going, because somehow I have wasted a little bit of time. I don't know how that happened. I don't think I'm coming back here, so I'm just going to grab that sapphire. I'm just making that executive decision right now. Give me some more bombs. Give me ropes are okay. I forgive you, Spelunky, for not giving me exactly the first thing that I asked for. Here's a dog. I look forward to taking advantage of him in the most egregious manner. I really don't care what happened to this dog. All I care about is the rewards that I get out of its consumption. I'm very happy that it did not just collapse in a pile of goo after getting spiked. There's nothing to be gained in this level. This level is very, very boring, and I resent it quite a lot. I believe that I should be buried forever in the eternal caves, never again to be seen in the light of day. It's easy to get back up here, so we're going to do this. I'm a really conscientious pet owner, so we're going to rescue it. Trying to get a double pickup there. I don't know if that happened, but I'm kind of pleased about the way that it sounded. So that's something. Alright, well, that was very disappointing, very damn worthless in every sense. And there's just nothing to be gained by sticking around, so let's simply leave. After I pick up this money, haha! I must have it all. I must have all of the money forever and ever till the end of time. It is my day off, as it usually is when I record these things, but today, something's different. Today, I'm actually starting a small vacation. It's not really a vacation, however, because the entire purpose of this, quote, vacation, this time off work, paid leave from work, you see, I've been writing The Last of the Wicked, the story that I've been working on. I was looking at the dates yesterday, and it's been over 5 years, man. And it's weird. I mean, it's not something that I've been working on for the longest time, as in constantly for those 5 years. It started as a distraction from the actual novel that I was writing. I was like, oh man, I have this story in my head, I'm going to start it as a way to procrastinate on my other work. Not really, you know, it's actually quite helpful when you are in a long project. It's quite helpful to your mental acuity and sanity and the enthusiasm with which you tackle the big project, to maybe find something else that you can dedicate a little bit of your brain power to, and that way you can come back to the old big project a little refreshed. I would say, while I have zero evidence for you, it's a pretty well documented, at the very least, anecdotically, is that the way you say that? Circumstantial evidence of, you know, some people that get not necessarily stuck, but bored of their main project. Just piss this guy off, and supposedly he should get a couple shotgun shots in the face eventually, right? Right, fellas? Alternatively, I can just jump in there, but the moment I get close, he's just going to jump out of there and destroy me. Bit of a problem here. I hate this. I hate this very much. I don't have even a corpse to throw at his face. Goodness. There. No! Ooh! I was very concerned for a second there. I was extremely concerned for a second. I am very displeased that this vault is here. It did not register for me until just now that this vault is here. Oh, this is a terrible position for the vault. I hate it. I hate it so much. I can't even explain to you how much I hate it. Because if I put a bomb here, it will just destroy the entirely inappropriate blocks. I'm also very disappointed that this man is not opening the other chest when I wanted him to. Don't really know how to go about that vault. You might wonder, you might think, but it's so easy, you fool. Why aren't you bombing the bottom and then maybe throw a bomb, cook a bomb, something, right? Right? I'm right. But no, it's really not trivial. Really not trivial, because I have no sticky bombs, you see. It's a terrible place to put myself in, and he opened the other goddamn chest, so now that makes it even harder to deal with. And I might be faced with the horrendous, horrible, absolutely soul-crushing truth. And I might not want to go in there. It might be the best course of action. But of course I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bomb it from the top. And really, it might look silly, but I'm pretty sure that I've explained myself already how this is actually a terribly placed vault. This. Oh my goodness. Terribly placed vault. because the bomb will only destroy the bottom of the vault without giving me access to it. And that means that I either have to cook a bomb and then just get immediately killed because the man will come out of there and I will have nowhere to hide. Or I need to access it from the top like I have just done. No rope here. Kind of necessary. And we kind of need to do this. No! What? Come on, get me up there. Couple more hits. Opportunities. Nope. 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 Somehow he managed to avoid my stump. 100% RNG based. There is no real way to avoid that. The only way to avoid that would have been to not try. It's, you know, I had a very high chance. Sometimes you just take your percentiles that are in favor, and most of the time it's going to work out. This time, though, I got on the bottom of that bell curve. Is it a bell curve? I would say it's more of an exponential. It's more of a direct proportionality of the probability of jumping on top of that man's head. So you know what happens now. We have failed the daily challenge, as we have failed so many daily challenges lately. And what I'm going to do, as a result of that, is go on a warpath of revenge and retribution for this humiliation that this shopkeeper has foisted upon me. I'm going to grab this thing. I'm going to not even face him because he's not even worth my time. And he's going to get completely obliterated by my destructive action. I'm very resentful that the shopkeeper corpse has prevented me from picking up the bomb. It didn't really matter. How could I avoid it? I don't know, man. I could have thrown bombs in there, but that is just not a plan for the future. I just don't do that. I'm not going to do that, okay? Let's grab that shotgun. I have zero honor, zero desire to have them be able to fight back. So we're just going to use these weapons and all of the tools of destruction at my disposal. We're going to go into that snake pit in the most direct way possible. It's not going to crush my chest. Are you kidding me? But it's not. I know that I dropped exactly where I want it. I know the calculation here. I'm just too good at this game. So it's not going to do anything I don't want it to do. I am pretty damn irritated with these filthy, disgusting spiders and monsters and snakes that have been me in the freaking face. Not fun of that. Very happy with what just happened, though, which was the destruction of everything in my path. Anyway, to finish that thought that got completely obliterated by the fiasco of the vault, I am in a small 1-week vacation. This story that I've been working on, Last of the Wicked, is very close to completion. And I don't even call it the first draft. It is the first draft because I've never actually gotten to the end other than by planning it. But I have revised the stuff that comes before it so much. I would certainly already call it the second and even the third draft in absolute terms. In the terms that while I have not written the few final chapters, I have gone back and revised basically the first 3/4 of the story. Quite a lot, like extensively. I have filled in so many plot holes, put in a ton of both characterization and world building. You know, a lot, like a stupid amount of world building and not in the, ham-fisted, here's 20 paragraphs of exposition a la freaking Tolkien. Don't get me wrong, Tolkien was a freaking genius, but holy crap did he overdo it with exposition in the Lord of the Rings. It's a very well-known and accepted criticism of the Lord of the Rings. It's not any kind of revolutionary criticism that I'm leveling at it. It is well accepted that, the exposition was a little on the heavy side. I think we're done here. Murders have been done. But what I'm saying is, have thought through a lot of the stuff and fixed a ton of the things. So, which is what you do in revision. Like, many times you hear an author that you might be following because you really enjoy his work, and you learn that they are on revisions, and your first thought is like, he's just moving commas around. He's just making sure the sentences gel well together. Revision is not really about that. I mean, that is included in the entire process, but revision is way more involved than that. Most of the revision process involves just working out every single detail of your world and making sure that it's consistent. Making sure that your plot has no holes. For example, one of the maxims that I carry, and because I have learned it both through experience and through learning things online, the wonderful things about the internet age, that you can teach yourself basically anything these days outside of some really advanced stuff like, I don't know, working on airplanes and stuff. You still need some kind of why did I do that when I have the Madoc right here? I can just use the Madoc to get out of here. Freaking dumb. Any kind of academic. Here's something that I never knew. You can stand on this and not be hurt by a snake. Do you guys know this? I did not know this. Fascinating. There was a trap here that got me super weirded out. Anyway. Internet age, you can basically teach yourself anything that does not require you to have some heavy empirical experience, such as what I just said, working on heavy engineering projects. There's also a shopkeeper down here. Here's what we could have done with sticky bombs that I was completely unable to do in the previous attempt at dealing with a freaking vault. Let's do that again. I'm very fond of this tactic when I actually have the materials for it. In any case, the revision process involves all that stuff of filling up all the plot holes, making sure that the world is perfectly consistent, and not just consistent but also really fleshed out. Why am I sticking around? There's really no reason to pick up all this money. There is the vault down here that I worked so very hard to steal, so we're just going to grab it. Not just internally consistent, but really fleshed out. Like, for example, that I am working on. The Last of the Wicked takes place in this parallel world that is kind of attached to through a tether to Earth for the witches to live in. The name is Galvanar, but it has about 400 years of independent history, and the entire timeline is full of all these conflicts and just events and things that have happened. Mostly, witches are really bellicose. Bellicose? Is that how you pronounce that word? Bellicose? They're very conflict prone. They are, because they have several schools of thought, and they are always at odds with each other. And it's only recently that the authoritarian regime has taken over. It's not really like Big Brother, but kind of. It has some reminiscent things of 1984. The movie, not the period in time. Fun fact, that's the year I was born, 1984. Also, Orwell's masterpiece of authoritarian rule kind of novel thing. When I read that novel, I was flabbergasted. This is a spoiler for the amazing novel / social commentary, 1984. This is a very old novel. You should not be... Actually, it's one of the most famous works of... what do you call it? It's fiction. But it's also realistic stuff. I don't know. One way or another. Basically, the bad guys win at the end of 1984. It's very... I was flabbergasted when that was the case. You think that it's a... Because it's basically focused on the rebel of the story. It's somebody that is rebelling against the regime. Not really overtly, just in his mind. He's a thought criminal. Let's go down here and inflict violence upon this man that has rebelled against my regime. And now we're going to go into the amazing Haunted Castle. The focus of the story is on the man that really, really bulks the entire regime of War is Peace and all that stuff. The Department of Love is there's so many classical elements in that novel. It's super influential. It focuses on this guy, and I forget now exactly his exact man plot because it's been a long time since I actually read it. But I was just so surprised that it ends with him basically accepting the regime and getting brainwashed by this terrible thing, and that's the end of the novel. Grunk has been immediately murdered. He resists for so long, he gets tortured into being converted, and that's the story. That's it. And it's extreme. I mean, it's the appropriate ending, and it's a great ending. But boy, is it a downer. I was really taken aback. I read it when I was, I think, 20 or so. So I was still an idealistic fool as opposed to the nihilistic piece of trash that I am these days. And it was a little soul crushing to have that ending happen, as opposed to the typical hero story of he rebels and maybe he doesn't topple it, but it is conceivable that he could have escaped somehow. But no, he just gets completely subjugated by the bad guys, and that is the end of the story. And it basically telegraphs that's what's going to happen through the entirety of the story. Like, this is a regime that is completely unbeatable, and you're not going to win, and that's exactly what happens at the end. You don't win. Remember, like, his love interest is made to tell him that he's worthless and stuff like that. Like it's some really brutal shit. Let's see, can we molest this man? I did not get to molest this man. I'm also terribly disappointed also by the 2 points of damage I've taken from Yang-Shis. I don't think that I have not noticed that. 2 points of damage from Yang-Shis. I have 2 bombs. That's still going to work out. Get fucked! Alright, let's get some sacrifice going. I mean, I don't have much in the way of sacrifices. I kind of got sidetracked. I was trying to continue talking. It's very self-absorbed to be talking about this novel I'm working on, but it's what's in my mind today, because I have not yet finished telling you that I've taken this time off to work on that and finish it. That is the entire point of what I was trying to do. I'm taking this week off to basically just clock into my writer's cave and treat it as a job. I've mentioned several times before that I am a very lucky guy where writing is concerned. I can write anywhere. I can write at any time. The problem that I have is actually getting myself to write, in the sense of actually starting and dedicating the time to it, because I'm really bad at it. I am a serial procrastinator. I prioritize things that I shouldn't. Let's get out of here. This is a very common problem. I'm sure that a lot of people out there have this problem of, instead of using their time in the most efficient and productive manner, instead they do what's easy, which is just splunking down in front of TV/computer and whiling away their hours in an unproductive way. Anyway, no! That was stupid. Thankfully, I'm not yet dead. Thanks to saving that random damsel. Give me that point of health. That's the black market right there. I don't have a way to get to it. I was concerned that would be the case. But of course, there's going to be some bombs here, so my bacon will be saved. God damn it. The black market's right there. We need some extra bombs unless I can make it in there through the bottom. Did I keep a shotgun? Pretty sure I did. Whatever happened to it? I don't know. I tossed it. I guess I'll go for the low-tech solution. Oh, there it is. That's right, I didn't toss it. I completely wasted it. We're very close to the Kapala, though, so probably I should make an effort to have enough corpses for Callie to reward me. Anyway, to finish all those thoughts that I keep talking about, and I get sidetracked by the gameplay. Stupid gameplay getting in the way of my inner monologues. Stupid. It's not really inner monologues if I talk about them all the time. I guess they are outer monologues. Give me that money. But to be fair, or to be... Let's be clear. I don't feel like real monologues, because I always feel like I'm talking to you guys, even though it is asynchronous. Here's a man. He deserves death. Even though it's asynchronous, you guys get to listen to it later. I always feel like we are on this journey together. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Everything will be fine. Get destroyed, you filthy shopkeeper. Thank goodness that ticket trap happened. I was a little concerned about my future here. See if we can get that Kapala. Here's the thing. I don't have any bombs. There's a crate down there, though. That is my one and only salvation. Really should be prioritizing that crate instead of just tenuous rewards. Alright, okay. Let's see if we can harvest enough blood to salvage this disaster of a run that I have squandered. All of my bombs. The sticky traps are really upsetting. Okay. Oh, there's also Major Stupid. Get out of here. I'm kind of dreading opening that crate. That is why I'm not going for it right away. Because the moment that I don't get bombs out of it, all of my hopes and dreams shall be dashed. So, here I am. Delaying the inevitable. Or maybe it will work out. And I will get exactly what I want out of this. Well, shucks. That is bad. I feel real bad. You know what else I feel real bad about? This situation I put in myself. Thankfully, I had already determined that we had no hope of getting to the black market because I needed 2 bombs to get to it. So, unfortunately, that's a restart for us. See, I say us because we are both together on this journey. Both you and I, my good friends. I could go for one of these weapons, but I would rather go for plain old humiliation. What, you thought you could get to the gun? So close, yet so far. You piece of trash. Alright, we have murdered a person. Feeling pretty okay about it. Grabbing the ice beam. Simply because, I don't know, it's been a while since I used it, so let's do it. Maybe we can freeze the ultra jerk ass that is inside the vault. Way down here. Has sticky bombs. I like to freeze them though. We're going to try and do that. See, this is what should have happened earlier. Once again, we are faced with the reality that these men have some kind of weird preternatural ability. Oh, well, that was stupid. To completely avoid my stomping barrage when I go down there and I try to murder them. More and more it seems that they are programmed to do it. It's all a conspiracy to humiliate me time and time again. Okay, there is a crate up there, so I guess I'll go on and do it. The freaking poor man's climbing gloves is totally going to work out. Look at me, making good use. Oh, it's in fact a barrier to my progress. I don't appreciate it. There you go. Hey, rewarded for my diligence. Fantastic stuff. All right. This is it. This is the run in which I murder every single shopkeeper. Even though it's been 28 minutes, I am ready to go in it for the... Holy crap. All the freaking spike traps. Not spikes, arrow traps. I am ready to go into it for the long haul. I'm okay with the prospect of spending the next... Let go of the goddamn gun. Thank you. Spending the next 20 minutes making mincemeat of all the shopkeepers that we find. There's the key over there. Do I see the chest? I totally saw it earlier and I just completely spaced it. Spin a bomb to get in there. One way or another, I'm pretty sure I finished saying what I was saying, but I don't think I actually made a point out of it, so I'm taking this time off to to finish that book. Use a rope to get back up. Although I have this web gun, I don't care. It's too much of a chore to use it, okay? Don't judge me. Put another bomb here. We're going to go in there. That's going to be my next week. All next week is going to be that. For now, though, I am off. It's my actual day off work, so that is what I use to record these videos. So that's exactly what I do. And boy, do I enjoy myself. I really don't appreciate this present box. Let's move it. A jetpack, you say? Oh. Been rewarded by Spelunky. Giving me all the things that I deserve. Oh yeah, and here's Callie as well. I mean, if I cannot make this one work, it's all on me, isn't it? We get literally a present jetpack. Super easy chest and key. Pretty sure there was a damsel all the way at the top there. I don't have sticky bombs though. So we're just going to fly all the way up there. Grab Major Stupid. He's going to go, ouch. He's going to go to a much better place where no misery and certainly no snakes stress him out. He deserves this. He deserves to be in Kylie's arms. She has a whole 8 arms with which to pet this dog. Are you telling me he's going to be miserable? Absolutely not. He's going to be the happiest dog ever conceived. So that is what each one of those arms will do. That pug is going to be on Kylie's lap all day long, and he's going to be petted by 8 different arms. Boy, would I love that kind of fate for my hawk. So I would love to be that dog. So don't give me no lip about, oh, you put the damsel in a horrendous pit of despair. You put that poor dog in Kylie's arms and how horrendous, terrible things you have done. Absolutely not. I just gave it a better life. It's like when you abort the Down syndrome kid. It goes straight to heaven. It's no big deal. Was that too dark for you? Oh no, man. It came to my mind. I said that. I said it. And then I was like, maybe that was slightly too dark. But let's simply move on. We're in a dark level, therefore I am simply role-playing. Okay. There's nothing to be found here. None but despair. And absolutely jokes made in poor taste. But that's something you should be used to by now. Where's my torch? I am very disappointed about my ability to lose this torch. The exit is that other way, but there is a shopkeeper there. He's guarding my torch. You piece of trash. Oh, I hate you so much. Actually, he's going to get spiked, so I'm just going to alert him. I thought that he would get spiked, but he has been a rebel. Isn't this a rebellion? I rebel. Really? You're just going to do that, friend? Thank you. Yes, my torch has been achieved. I can go back and illuminate the way. Illuminate! I am Lyra. I am Lyra the Sun Shard. And I shall bring life and light to each and every one of these poor, ignorant fools. You're gonna get wrecked, stupid child. I did not want to do that. I meant to pick it up. We are on a mission here to murder these assholes. Okay, that's pretty good. I think he's going to get spiked thanks to that amazing strategic move that I just did. Totally going to work out, right? Right? Am I right? Oh, how I hate you so. I do have 13 bombs. Maybe I should make sure to use them. There you are. I don't know what happened to you. I know what your deal is. He's done himself with his buddy's corpse. This will work out. Oh, damn it. I just blew up my one and only means of destroying this piece of trash. This is not working out. But he needs to die. It's a reality of our present situation. We are not leaving without death to this man. It is a requirement to go through the exit. The exit might as well be barred until the blood of that piece of garbage touches its threshold. It is an enchanted, cursed door. It requires the blood of my enemies. And by golly, I'm going to give it. Filthy bat. How dare you? You know, I'm a little concerned about this guy. I'm a little concerned about his ability to suddenly jump into my face and destroy me. But I'm not leaving, man. I know the exit is there. You piece of trash. You awful, awful bucket of garbage. I am not quitting. It is 35 minutes in. I have been killed by a shopkeeper. This is just not gonna end. I will spend the next hour and a half, even if it means, that's what it means, to murder every shopkeeper in my path. I will not relent. I will not give up on this holy quest. It is. I can't believe I just lost a Kapala jetpack. Run out of the stubbornness of those pieces of trash that just deserve death, destruction, and misery. Very, very disappointing. In fact, what killed me, other than my own incompetence, was not having sticky bombs. So let's do this. Well, you think you can vanquish me, you filthy spider? I've destroyed you. I have dueled enemies far greater than you. Do this because I was going to do the jumping and then I realized, hey, I have climbing gloves on. Alright, we are back with our fantastic super easy mode. All we need to do is get the Kapala back, which is terribly trivial. I mean, not really terribly trivial because there's not going to be all that many sacrifices from here on out. But I'm sure that Callie shall come back to grace me with her presence. Very much ready. As long as I keep giving her dogs to pet. She loves to have all them dogs all around her, slobbering her on her lap. She just brings her joy. She's a dog person. Oh. There's a crate there. Let's just put the bomb there and just hope that I don't need any more. There's going to be a bomb box in this one. Just wait, bomb bag is good enough. That's the exit down there. What? What did you say? Did you just call me a fool? Did you just insult my hair? Ah! Dumb whitebish. I can't believe you did that. You're so deaf. Can't believe it. Just can't trust this white. Hate them. The threat level is real. Let's see. A machete here. This is my true heritage right here. I'm going to use this machete to destroy every single one of my enemies. Honestly, I enjoy the machete a couple 100 times more than I do the shotgun. So we're going to stick with it. You appear to be very enthusiastic about jumping back and forth, my friend. I did say I enjoy the machete a lot, but I am a versatile person. I will use whatever tool is necessary to vanquish my enemies. Sometimes you want a sharp object to plunge it into your enemy's throats. Other times, you want a very strong deterrent in the form of a shotgun to the face. I'm not one to make distinctions as long as I get the job done. And I get to murder dumb white bitches that say racist remarks to my face and think that I'm not going to mind it. Absolutely not. I'm going to not abide such things because everybody knows that if somebody says something racist, they deserve death. I guess I could be shooting from here instead of handling the machete, right? It is a thing that I could be doing. Yeah, let's do this. Perfectly safe. Violence has been used to great effect. And now I continue on with my machete. This is what I want. This is the outcome that I very much enjoy. Keeping this amazing tool of slicing destruction. Oh yeah, don't spit on me, brother. Only with my consent. Never without my permission. That's what I tell all of my Johns. No without payment first. If you pay first, well, it's a transaction, right? Everybody knows that sex, all the significance of sex is all reduced to consent. There you go. It's a transaction just like any other. There's nothing special about the connection of two human beings in the most intimate possible way that it could possibly exist. It's not a transaction, just an exchange of fluids and hard-ons. And there's no need to get all up in your panties about it. Being facetious, but it probably doesn't show, so. There you go. Murder has been enacted once more. Alright, now we need to. But I don't have enough bombs. I don't have enough bombs to get in there. What you say? You racist piece of shit! I can't believe you call me a spick. Do you hear that, dumb white bitch? I can't believe it! Just disgusting. Let me make an example out of you. There, every other Spelunky that comes this way knows not to be racist now. You racist. Okay, I only have 2 bombs. Therefore, obviously, I'm going to use them to get into this man's cave and kill him. Because I value murdering shopkeepers way more, far more, than I value caution or long-term satisfaction. This is my id doing what it wants to do, which is death upon these people. And it's a problem, yeah. It will solve itself. Don't you worry about it. Don't you be stressing out and getting traumatic, having to go to therapy for this issue that I had no bombs to go into the black market. It will work itself out. If it doesn't, well, that's just something I'll have to live with. It is my life. Oh, that was very upsetting. What just happened was terribly upsetting. How were you so quick? That was the quickest monkey rape I ever experienced. And believe me, I live in Madagascar. I know what monkey rape is like. It takes way longer than the 2 seconds that monkey took. Here is the black market once more. Ooh. Can I use this frog to maximum effect? Don't jump into the ticket trap. Ah, it's really hard to time those. I was thinking that I had it right, but no, I did not. Of course, I don't have a bomb to get into those 2 crates. This bed that I have made is a problem that I have concocted. It's all of my own creation. So I can't be mad about a problem that I have created all on my own. Too bad, and the game actually gave me the opportunity to make it work. Come on, man, don't you want to come? Ooh, he's guarding the ultimate prize. Unfortunately, okay. Unfortunately, God damn it! I'm just trying to. Woo! Leave me alone, you filthy monkeys! Oh boy! Told you guys. Problems will solve themselves, and then he killed me. God damn you! I am not giving up. I don't care. I don't care. I was too enthusiastic. I was just too enthusiastic to flee from this man. Therefore, I got myself into a trap of my own making. Is that the theme of this entire play session? Just jumping into traps of my own making. The game just keeps giving me in a civil platter the death of all my enemies. And now I am able to document it. It's just fantastic stuff. I just want to die in a way that is not from shopkeepers, man. It's just a vicious cycle here where I get killed by a shopkeeper, so I want revenge. So I get killed by a shopkeeper, so I want revenge. So I get killed by a shopkeeper, so I want revenge. And that vicious cycle will only end once. I guess I'll drop down there. There we go. Will only end. God damn it. Once death happens, not by the hands of a disgusting, filthy shopkeeper. But of course I'm not going to just commit suicide. It needs to happen organically. That would be so damn cheap and pathetic to simply throw myself into the arms of the Grim Reaper instead of, owning up to my own incompetence and just trying to seek out death in natural ways. That's really what all that Spelunky is about, just seeking out death in natural ways. Just how will I die today? It's why the entire death roulette thing is a very popular mode of streaming this game, or I guess it was. How am I going to die today? It is deeply entertaining. I'd like to get back up. I have to do it through very, very laborious means. But I do want this dog to save me. Major Stupid is going to be my support dog. We're going to go into the airplane. I'm done with the piano. Spelunky just doesn't want me to. I'm just going to accept fate. I'm just going to accept my very long delayed conclusion that is, today is not my day, and I'm just going to accept it. At least it was an arrow. I'm telling you, man, I just needed that cycle of death and revenge to be ended. Today was not a success, but there's always tomorrow. And I have infinite life, bitches. So I'll see you in the next one.